Mahogany Row is dead. Anybody been to Mahogany Row? Anyone want to take a guess at what Mahogany Row is? Well, let me tell you, when I went to the UK in 1977, I was 25 years of age. I was met at Heathrow Airport by my own chauffeur. Imagine being a 25-year-old Canadian from St. Catharines, Ontario, and you're going to go work in the investment banking industry, they call it merchant banking industry, in the UK. And so it's pretty exciting. And the guy picked me up, remember his name, Roy Jones. He was my driver for 8 years. And I went to the office, and the office was literally Mahogany Row. These absolutely elaborate offices with thick, thick carpet, great, gorgeous, antique mahogany desks, and all the bright and brilliant people in the organization lived on Mahogany Row. If you go downtown Toronto today, or New York, you go to Sydney, you go to London, you go to Singapore, you go to Mumbai, you'll still find remnants of Mahogany Row. Stay as far away as you can. Mahogany Row's dead. The concept that there could be an elite class of people who would rise to the top of the organization and got to occupy the corner office on the top floor and divined all knowledge from that Mahogany Row is both outdated and inappropriate. Companies that are struggling today are the ones that are hanging on to Mahogany Row. If you go to Japan and you go into the offices of Sony, you will find floors of Mahogany Row occupied by what they call window men. Anybody know what window men are? These are people that are no longer of value to the organization, who are given an office and who come in every day and all they do is look out the window. Window men on Mahogany Row. You see what's changed, and it's really kind of important and for you guys, unbelievably exciting time, particularly if you have an interest in business. Because in the old days, it was about your depth of knowledge, and that's all that mattered. And so tenure mattered, staying loyal to a company mattered, and then around 1991, that began to change. And it no longer became about the depth of your knowledge, it became about the breadth of your knowledge. What does that mean? What it means is that your experience repertoire is the most important thing you can bring to any job, whether it's in a large multinational or a startup high-tech. It's the variety of your experience repertoire. What do you think I mean by that? Experience repertoire. What do you think it means? Go ahead.
The amount of skills you have.
Yeah, but experience is more than skills. Why experience is more than skills? Why experiences? Why is it about the breadth or portfolio of experiences? Go ahead.
I guess because there are definitely lessons you can learn from experiences that you get.
Right, right. And the breadth? Yeah.
Maybe you'd be a much better decision maker, and maybe
and you'll be
would rely on your experience.
And the variety of experience. What's the half-life of knowledge today? What do you think I mean when I say the half-life of knowledge? Any bit of knowledge that you have, how long is it valid? Do you think the half-life or shelf life, if you prefer that word, the shelf life of a bit of knowledge, is it getting longer or shorter? Shorter. Why is it getting shorter? What you know today doesn't matter because it will be replaced tomorrow. If you have a breadth of experiences and you therefore have a broader context from which to draw, all of a sudden you're more valuable. Because that thing you learned on holidays in Argentina and that book that you read 5 years ago and that person that you were in the dorm with and this over here and that over here cobbled together give you a wealth, a breadth of experience. But having knowledge, having a storehouse of knowledge in a world that's changing so quickly is a depreciating asset. And the rate of depreciation on knowledge is getting faster and faster. So it's not about how much you know, it's about what? How much you can learn, how much you can adapt, how much you can access, how much you can pull, how much you can source. So my generation, I may laugh about Facebook or other social media things, but the fact of the matter, there's never been a generation that has been as fortunate as you about the ability to tap into sources of knowledge and information. So the first thing I would say to you is, while what you learn here will be important, the networks you build will be 10 times that important. And the more variety and the more outlandish things you can do, and the more things that appear perhaps not even to be directly related to business are stored. And it's that experience, and it's knowing where to go to get what you need. It's not about accumulating it and having it reside on the 41st floor of the Royal Bank building on Mahogany Row. That is a depreciating source of value. The appreciating source is networks, connectivity, and experiences. So think of it as your experience repertoire. So Mahogany Row is dead.